X Harper, everybody. W out globally now. I think it's coming out later today, or later tonight, I should say, for everybody else. But I've still got the early access, so enjoying it, creating loads of content, and also throw in some recommendations of content that I like, that I think you would like as well, if you like the kind of stuff that I'm in my core. I'm a real stickler for it. If it doesn't look anything like the guy, then it's not getting in. And I usually download people for the parts and then will throw them away until I find the actual person that I want who looks real, and then I'll use the parts later. So I'll go through which ones are downloaded and which ones I've created for you as we go, but I'll also recommend you go and download these guys, find them on the store, find them in Community Creations, sorry, and then just download them and use them in your modes. So Animal and Hawk, always made, I think, by the same person every year. They do a stellar job. They look great. I don't even touch those two. Every edit like their abilities and some of the sort of stats and things like that, but I don't actually touch the physical creation on Hawk and Animal. So download those. I think they're pretty high on Community Creations anyway, so they won't be hard to find. Arn Anderson is on there. If you search the hashtag WCW, you will find all of the WCW guys that I have on here. Arn Anderson was great. I think the guy does like a 90% incredible job, and then 10% is just little minor changes to like the facial features. So with Arn Anderson, I've just changed his face a little bit so it won't look the same as the one that you see in Community Creations. I obviously can't, and I probably wouldn't upload these anyway because I've taken like 90% of somebody else's creation, but go and find it. The guy's done a great job. It just needs a few tweaks here and there. Happy to go through that if you want to know what they are, to make him look a bit more accurate and authentic to Arn, in my opinion. Next one, Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn was done apart from the hair colour. I just felt like in real life he's got a slightly darker blonde hair, whereas I think in this one it was actually too bright for me. He just has a bit more yellow in his hair, so I went in and just edited that. Booker T is my own. I've been through Booker before. That's like one of his original Harlem Heat attires. So the gloves that he wears are actually what he wore back in the sort of mid to late 90s when they were tag team title holders. It was actually close to when he was competition. Now, Cactus Jack I haven't touched, but this guy did a great rendition of Cactus Jack, Dude Love, and Mankind, wherever he is. So what I've done, I've left them for now. I haven't finished working on them. I'm going to go in and change all of them. Mankind is going to be hard because his mask and his outfit doesn't work with the hair that he has. You basically only can use his mask with short hair, which is something that WWE2k games need to edit and fix, because at the moment I can't use Mankind's actual hair length with his mask. At the moment I've got to give him like an afro or really short hair that doesn't look like Mankind at all. Next, CM Punk. This one's actually not the best, with all due respect to the guy who created this and spent probably hours of his time or her time doing it. There's just a few bits that don't quite look right to me, but it's still a very, very good creation. So it's kind of, this is the one that is on the border of what I would minimally allow into my game. This is my bare minimum of the kind of download I'll take. But it looks alright. The outfits are great. Obviously, you can see all of the elements on there in terms of his branding looks spot on. So, again, like I said earlier, sometimes I just like to take the elements and keep those for a better creation that I might find later, and then I kind of merge two creations together to make one awesome final product. Cody Rhodes looks incredible. They've done a really good job on him. He usually gets a good core every year from what I see. I'm always impressed with what people create for him, so I won't touch much with him. I'm going to change his name. One thing I will say, if you're a content creator, please use uppercase on the lettering for the names, because that is what the game uses. Don't go little, because there's no need to. Go big. This is a go big or go home scenario, people. So try and use uppercase lettering. It matches the rest of the game. It looks cool. And it works fine. The Disciple is one of my creations. You can go and download him from the community creations whenever you want. Hashtag like NWO, WCW. You've got Dude Love I've already been through. Fatu is Fatu. I created him. Easy, quick changeover from Rikishi. Just did his hair dye differently, and then obviously I went online, found his outfit, changed a few things. The Giant is the Giant. I actually did a duplicate version of the Big Show, but I hated the fact that he was bald. I couldn't get over the fact that there was a big bald giant in my WCW Universe mode, so I went back, had a look online, and there is one semi-decent creation of the Giant in Community Creations at the moment. I did do a load of changes to him, so this one will look a lot different to the one that you see, but I promise I use that one as the sort of template, and then I changed the muscle structure of his body, so his whole body looks different, his outfit looks different, his boots look different. I've changed his beard, I've changed his hair, I've changed his eyebrows, I've completely changed the structure of his face, but the face scan itself really works, and that's the reason that I've kept that design. But now I'm really pleased. It looks great, and I can't wait to use him. It's probably the best Hollywood Hogan. There have been some fantastic creations of Hogan already so far. There's one that I really like at the moment, which I've downloaded, because basically the guy created a really clean face scan, and I love clean face scans because it looks natural, it looks real. And then I've just gone in and edited. I've made his chin bigger. I've edited his body shape, because the one thing everybody does, this isn't a mistake, it's just two ways that you can go about it. There are two Hulk Hogans. There is a Hulk Hogan that was on steroids, allegedly, and there was the Hulk Hogan who stopped taking steroids when he left the wrestling business to go and pursue a career in movies, and therefore he then lost a lot of weight, and he just shedded pounds of weight. And if you look at his videos in WCW between the years of, like, even in WF at the end, when the accusations were coming out about steroids, he drops his weight considerably from about 94 all the way through to 98, 99, 2000. So through all of that time, Hogan was really in WCW. So any WCW model should always look thinner than the one that was in WF during the 80s. So what I do is I always go and thin him out a little bit, just bring that body in, tighten up his waistline, because that's a lot thinner than it was in WWF times. I've also made his hair colour brighter. I also add my own, I've got my own graphics for his t-shirt. So the Hollywood Rules logo is one that I've got. That's one I created. So again, I mix and match a load of my own designs. One tip I would give you if you're making anybody like Hulk Hogan with a do-rag style hat, make sure you use the Booker T one. It sticks to the head. I've used it for the last 3 years now. If you go back to 2K16 and 17, you'll see that on all my Hogans, I've always used that hat, because it just sticks to the head really well. It might be 2K17, sorry, not 16. Anyway, that's it. Hogan looks great. I'm ready to use him. I can't wait. He looks badass. Jushin Thunder Liger. Firstly, the name needs changing. I don't know why people exclude the word Thunder, but it's part of his name. It's Jushin Thunder Liger. Apart from that, I won't change a thing, because the outfit's awesome, the hat's awesome, the mask's awesome, sorry. Everything looks great. Simple. Carmen Mustafa is one of my creations. I did try using Papa Shango and removing the paint, but it doesn't work, and it doesn't look quite right, because obviously that version doesn't have the dreadlocks that the Godfather had. Karma didn't have dreadlocks until he became the Godfather. So I'm using this one. This one looks better. Mankind is Mankind. He's difficult. Scott Norton was a good little one that I found in Community Creations, but then I went in and changed his body shape. His body shape was completely wrong. They've made him way too fat. He's thick and he's big, but he's not fat. There's a big difference between the two, so I've changed that to make Scott Norton a lot thinner. Vampiro, I never change. They always make great Vampiros. It's easy when somebody's got a mask or face paint all over the place. William Regal, you've got to download this. This is the best one that I've seen. It's easy, just search William Regal and you'll see the guy's design. It looks awesome. You can see right there how good it looks. I haven't edited it yet. I am going to edit his entrance attire so that, and his name. I want him to go back to Steven Regal when he was in WCW, because that's where I use him on my universe mode. But apart from that, he looks absolutely stunning. They've done a really good job with that. And Big Boss Man is just an alternate attire that I created myself for his 1998 Corporation gear. So that's it. That's gone through the superstars on the game. What other ones have I done? Let's see what I can update you with. So the big thing for me is championships, but I am going to give you the caveat that I think, out of retrospect, I've decided that two of my creations are crap and I will be deleting / editing them. Basically, the two new ones that I've created are the Cruiserweight title for ECW and a Hardcore title for ECW. Now, I like the Hardcore title. I just think it needs a couple of minor changes, maybe darkening a little bit, because I use brushed steel rather than just the standard steel that you can see on the ECW television title. So I'm going to change that probably to darken it and bring it back to that realistic gold shiny looking belt. Cruiserweight title, I just did something crazy from scratch and I thought it was good last night. I've looked at it this morning and I don't really like it, so I might keep that one on the community creations if you like it, but I'm definitely going to be creating another one for myself. So that was the belts that I did last night. Other things, I've done shows, but I'm just going to show you the arenas because the shows are, the same thing. And basically I've created 2 or 3 arenas, I think. It could just be one, and it's taken me ages to create one, so it feels like I've created 5 arenas when actually I've just done one. But I've definitely done at least one, that's what I can tell you. Barely Legal, let me just say right now, there's a guy out there called, on Twitter, it's at Skunky Pants, the best, hands down the best, way better than me, the best ECW creator when it comes to arenas. I'm not a fan of people who use images for lighting. All of my lighting is real in-game lighting, and it adds an element of atmosphere that you just can't get from a PNG or whatever file you create. It doesn't convey lighting, so I don't use it. I'm not a fan of it. I think 95% of people who try it make their arenas look poor. It just doesn't come across well, or it's pixelated. But Skunky Pants does it well. He's the only guy, arguably, unless I've not seen some other creator that does it well, he's the only one that I would say I'm okay and comfortable using his stuff. He has just released a Barely Legal arena. I don't know if it's the 97 one, although it does look very similar to mine, so I'd assume it is. I did make mine first, but he's released it first, so credit to him for that. And anyway, I would always suggest that you download his stuff on ECW, even over mine. I wanted to make it for my universe mode. I also wanted to just make some ECW arenas this year. I've been so inspired by Skunky Pants that I wanted to give it a go, because it is a difficult thing to do well. And I think I've done a decent job. I just haven't done as good a job as he does. So full credit to him. I don't want to bash anybody on here, especially when they're doing things really well, and I certainly don't want to step on his toes, because he creates this content each year and it's fantastic to see. Bash at the Beach 96, I created. All my WCW ones are my creations, and to be honest, I think that I'm beginning to get a bit of a niche at making those really well. I've also started doing some retro WF arenas. I think the Royal Rumble one looks good. SummerSlam is awesome. SummerSlam 95 looks awesome. Survivor Series 90 doesn't look too bad either. But the new one that I've done, and it is only one, is King of the Ring 1998. I'm going to see if I can show you around this one, because this took a little bit of my time. and I'm just about to see if I can get in there. Here we go. So I'm just going to give you a guided tour. Now, I had to find and create the logo for King of the Ring again. Like I said, I don't like using PNGs that drop over the lighting and pretend to be lighting. So that is a real rig I've managed to sort of put together, which is almost like, sort of like, about 80% like the original King of the Ring 98 entranceway. Also, for the first time on WWE 2k games, I've created my own aprons, which I've never done before, never done it for any other arena. This is the first time, and honestly, now I can see what the hype is about. Again, I do not use backgrounds, so all I use is the font and the little red slash that you can see. Now, I use PNG files, which are transparent. Most people seem to use just normal JPEGs, or for some reason they create their own apron color at the back. So when they upload the logo, you get this kind of their version of what a textured ring apron looks like. I don't agree with that. I think it looks a bit tacky. So I just go ahead and put my own logos in without the background. And I personally think that aesthetically, I think it looks better. I think it looks more authentic and genuine. Now, with this 98 arena, I haven't used the WWF logo. I will be editing that in and changing it to the WF logo. I also need to add it to the turnbuckles. I also need to add it to the announce tables. But after that, I've done the whole thing, and I reckon it's going to look pretty cool. So I'm almost done with that, but I'm very proud of it. So that one is one that isn't on creations yet, but it will be once I level up to, I think it will be gold, which hopefully will be relatively soon. Now, what else have I created? Videos, none. Victories, none. Money in the bank, I don't think I've made any more money in the banks. Custom matches, definitely not. So actually, that is everything that I've made. I've added more movesets if you haven't seen them, and I'll jump over to community creations now to show you the uploads. Let my internet catch up. So you can see I've got 2,880 downloads now. Nice. And again, thank you for everyone who downloads. It really does mean a lot to me, because I do spend a lot of time creating this. Even if you think it's crap, I still have to spend a lot of time creating the content. So as you can see, logos are up, just to sort of re-encourage you to go and download the arenas that are on here. I've had I've never actually had or seen 5 of my arenas be released at the same time and almost be neck and neck. Like, this is crazy to me. It fluctuates between which one is popular. It's like 5 people find one arena at a time, download it, so then it goes into the lead, and then somebody does it to another one, and each one of these has led the way at some point since I uploaded them last night. They're brilliant arenas. I think they're really genuine looking. So download them, use them, get what you can out of them. Championships, I'm not surprised these two have 0 yet. I only uploaded them last night, but I just don't like them. I'm going to change them. Money in the banks. Again, you've got all the money in the banks. I'm really simplistic. I like minimal looks. I love my ECW one. I think that's the best one actually of all of them, but people really like the real minimal WCW one, so I'm leaving that on there. Logos, again, logos are doing okay. They're more for the shows that I've got. And then movesets, I really think people should download these. They have 0 downloads. It's like I've only got 4 so far, but these are really genuine. These are as genuine a moveset as you're going to find. They're certainly more authentic than the games. So I would encourage you, have a look at these movesets, see what you think. They are really good. They work really well. I played with Sting in game just to give it like a trial run, and I just loved it. I love his moveset. It is one of my favorites in the whole game. So I'm going to be releasing more videos later. I might give you a bit of an insight into how I change and edit my cores and how I go and download somebody else's and then upgrade it. So enjoy yourselves. Hope you're having a good day. It's Monday. Try and be excited. Enjoy the day as much as you can at the beginning of the week. 2K drops tomorrow globally, so if you haven't got it yet, be excited. It's a much better game than it was last year and in previous years. They've done a good job. They've solidified the game so far. There are far less bugs in launch, which is nice. There are some that are funny, but that's life. You're going to always find that in a game. So enjoy it. As for me, I'm xharper. You can follow me on Twitter at xharperco or on Instagram at xharper.co. Woo woo!